So I went from this to this, and it changed my life. Everyone always tries to overcomplicate weight loss. Everyone knows how to lose weight. You just gotta eat less calories and work out more. I think the reason why people don't lose the weight when they really want to is because they really don't understand the why of why they want to lose weight. Once you understand the why, you're gonna be able to lose the weight. All right, so growing up, I was a pretty active kid. I was really skinny actually my whole life. And I probably was really tiny all the way through the early 2000s. And what changed, I think, was my lifestyle. And I actually played poker for a little while, and I was sitting down all the time, not moving, and playing for hours or even days at a time. When I was younger, I had good habits of eating good and exercising a lot. And then once you stop, it's hard to start doing that again. So the heaviest I ever was around 265 pounds. Now I'm 5'10", so 5'10", 265 pounds is absolutely insane. It was so bad that I actually got asthma. I had to have albuterol inhalers, and a lot of times I couldn't even breathe. So at some point, literally, I wasn't breathing well, I wasn't sleeping well, I was fatigued all the time, and I started just having to go to the doctor more, and it just wasn't a good life anymore. So at this point, I haven't really exercised that much for a long time. So the first thing I did was I got into racquetball. I started playing a lot of racquetball, I started losing weight, started eating better, and then eventually I got into martial arts. Martial arts was super fun. I had a whole bunch of cool people around me. We were always motivating to each other, and I saw my progression of getting better and better, and I just wanted to always keep getting better. And every single few months, every single 6, 12 months, I would just lose more and more weight. So I got down from like 265 pounds all the way down to almost 220 something pounds. I had a goal that I wanted to do an MMA fight, and I really wanted to see how I did against other people. Now I was 37 years old at this point, but I really wanted to fight, and I was still like 225 pounds. And at 225 pounds, I had to fight heavyweights. These guys were monsters. Like if they hit me, they could have killed me. I don't know. So I knew I couldn't fight at heavyweight. The next weight class down was 205. So I had this goal to get down to 205, but that was my why. My why was I wanted to feel good, and I wanted to have the MMA fight and not fight like just crazy monsters. My goal was to fight at a certain date, and I had to lose the weight by a certain date, and that's what I did. After that fight, I kept doing martial arts. My habits kept getting better and better. I kept eating better, and my next goal was to fight at the next weight down, which from 205, the next weight down was 185. So basically for the first 5 years I was doing martial arts, I basically got down to 185 to do all my competitions, to do all my fights, and I stayed between 185 and 205 for many, many years. So during my weight loss journey, there are 4 things that were super important. Now I wanna share all 4 of those with you. So the first thing that I noticed that's really important about weight loss is that people treat you totally differently when you're huge and when you're in shape. It's not really the right thing for people to do. And even yourself, if you see a big person, you're gonna think of them a lot differently than you're gonna think of somebody in shape. So the point is, when you start losing weight, people are gonna look at you totally differently, and you're gonna end up being able to be way more successful in life. So the second thing that weight loss really showed me was self-discipline. What do I mean? Well, when I decided that I wanted to lose weight, obviously I had to come up with a why. But when I saw that I was able to lose the weight, it was very hard. Like if you know people that are big and they want to lose weight, most of them don't do it, and there's a reason. It's hard. But once you're able to do it, you can really do anything. So what I noticed was, as I was losing the weight, everything else that I thought I couldn't do, I was able to do. It was all a mindset thing. It really wasn't that hard once I really figured out how important it was to me. So once you lose weight, I promise you, you'll be able to do anything in life that you don't think you can do. The third thing weight loss showed me was self-confidence. Literally, when I thought I couldn't lose all this weight because I was so big for so many years, and then all of a sudden I figured out my why and I was able to lose all this weight, and I actually did it, I was like, holy crap. I was so confident. I literally was able to go out and do all these different things that I thought I wasn't going to be able to do because I was so confident. Again, this is all a limiting belief. You could do anything. Once you're confident, your life changes drastically. If you guys are enjoying this content, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment on this video, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. So the fourth thing is probably the most obvious actually. It's health, feeling better, more energy, and literally that's why most people end up wanting to lose weight and end up losing weight. Truth of the matter is, nothing else matters in life if you don't feel good and you're not healthy. Like every single person that's the wealthiest person in the world, they would pay any amount of money to have a longer life, a longer, healthier, good life. And the only way to do it is to lose weight, eat healthy, exercise, and be in good shape. When I started telling people my story and how I lost all this weight and what it meant for me and all these 4 things that were so important, everyone kept coming over to me and asking me about how to do it, and I actually inspired a lot of other people. So one of the people that I inspired that weighed over 300 pounds when I met him is now actually weighs less than me, is Nelson in my office. So let's go over and talk to him and see how he did it, what his why was, and what he's thinking about his journey. So what's up, Nelson? What's happening? So today we are going to talk about your journey that you've had over the last year. So how much did you weigh a couple years ago?
When I first weighed myself, I was 295 pounds.
And this is how long ago?
Last July.
So that's been about 15 months ago.
Yes.
So 15 months ago, you were 295.
Yes, sir.
And what do you weigh today?
I'm 216.
216. What was the lowest you've been? Like, is that the lowest you've been, or you were a little bit less?
The lowest I've been, I was at 211.
211.
Yeah.
So you fluctuate between 211, 216.
216.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
How do you feel now compared to how you felt before?
100 times better.
What?
Mentally, physically, emotionally.
Everything.
Everything.
What makes you feel better?
Honestly, confidence. I believe in myself more about everything. I don't second guess myself now. I just go ahead and go with the flow.
So when you're saying more confident, are you saying you're more confident in weight loss stuff, or you're more confident in every aspect of your life?
Every aspect of my life. Usually when I come in rooms, I always have my head down, but now I come in head high, shoulders up. You know what I mean? Even with real estate, I just did a deal that was horrible. It was hard, but when I was bigger, I never thought I would have got that deal done. With women, even with my son, more confident about instructing him. So everything.
So you just feel better about yourself overall and everything.
Definitely.
So let me ask you a question. I mean, how long were you 295 pounds, or how long were you that big? Or
I was definitely bigger than that. I definitely was over 300 pounds.
But I'm saying how long? Like for how many years?
My son was born in 2018, so I want to say 2018. So when my son was born, I was big.
For over 5 years,
Yeah.
about 5 years, you were that big.
Yeah.
Did you ever decide during those 5 years that you wanted to lose the weight?
I said I wanted to lose weight, but I never did anything to change it.
Why? Why not? You knew you wanted to. You knew you'd feel better if you did. So why didn't you do anything?
I wasn't motivated enough. I definitely wasn't motivated. I would tell myself, going back to a conversation with me and Nitin had, I was lying to myself the whole time.
So was it because you didn't know how to lose the weight? You didn't know what to do, or it was because you were too lazy, or you just didn't care enough?
I think it was all three.
So you really didn't know what to do to lose the weight?
I didn't.
You didn't? Okay.
No, I didn't at all.
So what was the reason that made you want to lose the weight?
A few of them. One of them was my son. I was in the room one day with my shirt off, and he looked at me. He was like, "Dang, Dad, why you so big?" And so, I was like, "Oh man, I gotta do something about this." And coincidentally, the next week, me and you was in the break room, and I put my inhaler on the table, and you told me, you was like, "You have asthma?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Man, you gotta lose some weight." When you told me that, the old me would have got offended, but I was like, it's coming from a place of love. So the same day we went to the sauna, we was sitting down, and I knew what you was doing. You told me, you said, "Hey, Nelson, my friend has a class today in jiu-jitsu. I told him that you would sign up. Please let me look like a liar." I was like, "Oh, I know what you're doing." Positive peer pressure. So I did it knowing that I would be very uncomfortable. But I knew I was already uncomfortable being that big. Mm-hmm. And that was, needless to say, that was the last jiu-jitsu class I took. But I definitely learned a lot from that experience.
So what was the conversation I had that made you decide, oh man, this is the time. This is now I'm ready to lose the weight?
Just you showing your concern. I was around so many people and nobody really said anything to me about my weight. I honestly didn't know I was that big until now, going back and looking at those pictures. When you told me that you had asthma and that you were overweight, I was like, well, it really hit different because I feel like you know what I was going through.
Yeah. I was never 295, 300 pounds, but I was 265, which is pretty. How tall are you?
I'm 5'7".
You're 5'7", 300 pounds.
Yeah.
Holy crap. That's yeah.
That's huge.
I'm 5'10", those 265. That's pretty big.
Yeah.
So the one thing you said that's crazy that I felt the same way was when I was 265, I didn't realize I was big. I thought I was just a regular size. Like I didn't see myself as big. But now when I look at myself, when I got down a ton of weight. I'm like, holy crap, how did I not see myself like? So what I realized is a lot of people that are like 300 plus pounds don't even realize they're that big.
They don't.
They know they're overweight, but they don't know they're that much overweight.
No, they don't.
It's crazy. And so same thing with me, same thing with you, Nitin, same thing. You know, he was 300 pounds and he probably didn't realize it at the time. But now looking back at his pictures, he's like, holy crap. Like, yeah. I mean, it's so weird how you don't realize it when you're there until you look back at those pictures.
Bad habits add up.
Yeah. So do you still have asthma? Do you still got to use your inhaler?
Never. I never really use it. I keep it just in case, but I never really use it.
Yeah, same here. I haven't used an inhaler in years. I used to have to use it a lot when I was bigger.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's just a shitty, miserable life. Like,
it is, man.
Why? Like, you don't need it. Like, you want to feel good.
I used to struggle tying my shoe. So, all that's changed now.
Yeah, I just went to Velcro.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I went to Velcro shoes. I didn't have the time.
Yes.
No, that's why I went to flip-flops. I didn't want to tie my shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a struggle, man.
Yeah. So now you're at 216 pounds. Mm-hmm. Is that where you want to stay, or are you good there, or is there a ultimate weight that you'd like to be?
Honestly, no. I don't have a goal. I know that sounds crazy, but the thing is making this a lifestyle change for me. So I don't care from 190, 180. I just want to keep doing what I'm doing.
Just feel good about yourself.
Feel good about myself.
All right, so for everybody out here watching, what would you tell them? Like, what piece of advice would you give them, or what knowledge that you have now, or what motivation would you give them for them to change and do exactly what you did, what I did, what Nitin did? What would you tell them?
I would quote the great Nitin, the great man Nitin. You gotta stop lying to yourself. And I'm gonna reference a Tupac quote. He said, "You can lie to the people all you want, but you and I know what's going on. So once you look in the mirror, the only person you face is yourself. You can lie to the Instagram, to your family, but at the end of the day, it's a war going on that nobody's safe from, and that war is the war within. So you got to face yourself and not lie to yourself."
All right. And a last question that a lot of people are probably wondering at home over here. Why are you wearing sunglasses today? Did you just have like eye surgery, or what's the sunglass thing for?
I'm actually sharing my new shades. Don't know what I'm just saying. No, I look cool in them.
You just look cool. You look cool in them. You look cool with the shades.
Definitely.
Did you wear shades back when you were 300 pounds?
No.
You weren't cool back then.
No, I wasn't.
But you cool now.
I'm definitely cool now. Definitely cool now.
All right.
If you guys think you found this video helpful, I want you to like, subscribe, and comment below on other videos you want to see me make.